राम 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 सर्वेभ्यः नमो नमः सुप्रभातम्। गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो. Welcome you all to this session where we'll be mainly focusing on clarifying some of the doubts that you may have as we have completed the syllabus that is prescribed for Sura Saraswati Sabha Tritiya, and I hope students who have registered or indicated their interest to take up the exam are preparing well for the examination, and others are also practicing well through the course material and preparing yourself to take up the exam in the next term or whatever. So, with that, we will directly open up for the doubt clarification itself in today's session. Um, and I request students to raise your hand if you want to specifically ask any questions, or you can also make use of the chat box or the question QA box, so you can put in your questions through that. And in the meantime, I also had received one question through the email as well. So I'll try to start answering from that first, and then we can also discuss further related to it. Okay, so the question that I had got through the email is something related to prayoga, basically the Kartari and Karmani prayoga, how the words change, etc., in terms of when Asmat Shabda, Yushmat Shabda, etc., are used. So that was the topic that uh, is there, that which I could see in the email. So I will quickly give a brief on the prayoga, basically make use of um, one or two sentences and then give a gist of it, kind of summarizing it, how it will be looking, etc. And then in the meantime, others can please put in your questions that you have, and we will take it up accordingly in that manner. Okay, by the time the PPT opens up, I have a few questions here in the chat box. When is the Vyoma assessment test? Yeah, Vyoma assessment test will be announced. So we'll be having a couple of announcements today as well. So we will be having our formal closure of this course, or the concluding class, on coming Monday. Monday will be the last class officially for this course. And we will be having the assessment in the following week, in this week. The assessment, the internal Vyoma assessment, or the course and evaluation, what we call, will happen before the exam, before the Sura Saraswati Sabha exam, which is due on 29th of, sorry, uh, 31st of August. So you can expect the internal assessment to be available in the next week. So by before 29th, it should get over. So that is the plan. You will be receiving more information about it in the emails, probably today, tomorrow, and so on. Okay, now let me just quickly open up this Prayoga Parivartanam, and then let us see a few examples how what will happen here. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen now, so you should be able to see it in a moment. Just and a very quick brief summary of what Prayoga is. So Prayoga, as we all know, there are three Prayogas in Sanskritam. One is Kartari Prayoga, and the other two, which is Karmani and Bhave Prayoga. The difference between the three Prayogas is Kartari, Kartru Padam. We remember Kartru is there, the Shabda, Kartru Shabda, and then in that, if you take the Saptami Vibhakti of this, it will become like, say, Pitari, Matari, Kartari. So Kartari Prayoga. In Kartari Prayoga, the prominence is given to the Kartru Padam. or the doer of the act or the subject. So that is the Kartari Prayoga, which we can also call it as the active voice. In contrast, the Karmani Prayoga, as the word says, Karmani, Karma, and which is the object, which is the Karma Pada of that particular statement, whatever it is, will have the prominence. And Bhave Prayoga, again here, it's Bhava Pradhana. That means to say here, Bhave Prayoga is applicable to the Kriya Padas which are intransitive. Akarmaka dhatunam krite bhave prayogaha bhavati. Sakarmaka dhatunam krite karmani prayogaha bhavati. Both these karmani and bhave are the passive voice for our understanding. And the Kriya Pada, always, if we consider any basic statement in Sanskritam, we will have three objects or three elements in that particular statement: the Kartripadam, Karmapadam, and the Kriyapadam. Of course, there will be other words which will be there in the statement, but related to the Prayoga, these are the three key constituent words that we should focus on. And the Kriyapada will always follow the Kartripada in Kartri Prayoga, will always follow the Karma Pada in Karmani Prayoga. And if it is Bhave Prayoga, the Kriya Pada will be always in Atmanepadi Prathama Purusha Ekavachana. So this is how this entire concept of Prayoga is there. Now, if we quickly see one example, Balakaha Phalam Khadati. Balaka is the Kartrapada here in this particular statement. That is in Prathama Vibhakti. Phalam Karma Pada, that is in Dvitiya Vibhakti, and Khadati. Now the Khadati is the Kriya Pada which directly follows the Kartrapada. I'll again share back. I think I was unable to annotate on it. So okay. So always, as I said, the Sambandha of the Kriya Pada will be with the Kartrapadam. So that is what is Kartari Prayoga. So always remember this relation from Balakaha Phalam Khadati. So that is what will be there. Now, to extend this concept of Kartari Prayoga, how it will be, whatever is the Kartripada, the Kriya Pada directly follows it. If it is instead of Balakaha, if it is Balakau, okay, we will consider Dvivachana of this Balakau, then it will become Balakau Phalam Khadataha. Khadataha. Okay, so I request all of you to try this out yourselves. What can be done is very easy exercise to get a very firm understanding of the prayoga is to have the statements here a very easily to do. It's basically 9 statements that you can work on, 9 sentences that you can convert to kartari to karmani. Not just 9, a few more additional for asmad, yushmad, etc. That is possible. So what are the 9 statements if you ask me? So we will consider um, Pramaha or say Balakaha. We will consider easy example, or say Chatraha. Okay, to start with, Chatraha. Okay, and then Granthaha is a word, basically Granthaha. Chatraha Grantham Pathati. So we will use these words to practice it. Grantham Pathati. Now we need to convert this to the Karmani Prayoga. What will happen? Very easy. So first one, Chhatraha, this is identify whether this is in Kartari Prayoga or not. To identify that, you can see the Kriya Pada directly. If it is not having ya in that Kriya Pada, like Pathyate, if it is Pathati, then that we can be sure that it is Kartari Prayoga. And now, if since it is Kartari Prayoga, it should follow the Kartri Pada. Now you can see it is following the Chhatraha because it's Ekavachana. Kriyapada will always follow. You can blindly remember this rule. Kriyapada will always follow the word that is in Prathama Vibhakti. So that is also applicable in Karmani Prayoga that you can get a understanding soon. So it is following Chhatraha Pathati. Then Grantham is in Dvitiya Vibhakti. So this is 1.1. This is 2.1 Dvitiya Vibhakti because it's a Karma Pada. And then this is following the Kartrupada. When you are now converting it to Karmani Prayoga, Chhatraha will change to whatever Vachana is there. The Vachana will be retained, but only the Vibhakti will change. It will become Tritiya Vibhakti. Now, since it is Ekavachana will become. So here it will become Chhatrena. Please bear with the handwriting. It will be difficult to write with the mouse sometimes. Then what will happen? This Grantham is there. Again, this will also change to Prathama Bhakti. The Vachana will remain the same again. Will become Granthaha. Granthaha. And then now the Kriyapada will now change to the same dhatu with the yakara with ya added and atmanepadi, and the lakara will be the same. Okay, so if it is in lang lakara, it will become lang lakara also in atmanepadi, etc. Now this, what will happen? Patha is the dhatu, patha plus ya, pathya. Here it is in latlakara, so it will change to pathyate, example. But in relation with this word, which is the karma pada, which will be in ekavachana. So hence this will be also in ekavachana. So the final form here will become pathyate. So this is how the prayoga parivartana happens. This is one example that we took. Now, very quickly, we will see two more examples in this case. Chhatraha grantham pathati. Now, if it becomes chatrau, okay, we'll consider this one chatrau. Grantham, we will retain it as is. Pathati will change now because it is chatrau pathataha. Pathataha is the form here in Kartari Prayoga. In Karmani Prayoga, follow the same steps. While you're practicing Prayoga, please use these arrow marks and try to do it in that way so that it's very easy for you to understand it, how it comes. And then now what will happen? Chatrena chatrabhyam, because it is dvivachana. Here it will become chatrabhyam. And then grantham will still change to granthaha only. Chatrabhyam granthaha. Since it is granthaha is ekavachana, the last word will also be still same, which is pathyate. Now we'll consider another case where we have bahuvachana and kartrapada. Chhatraha grantham pathanti. What will be the outcome or the karmani prayoga? Chhatraihi granthaha pathyate will be the last two words same remain same in the karmani prayoga. Now let us take another case where chhatra, there's only one chhatra who is reading multiple granthas. We'll say chhatraha granthau pathati. Okay, so that is this will be set of three sentences. Next we will change the element, or basically we will change the karma pada in different vachanas. Then what will happen? Chhatraha granthau pathati. So where we have dvivachana in the grantha or the karma pada, pathati is still ekavachanam because it is following chhatra word. And then when we convert this, chatrena, directly straightforward. Granthau is in Tritiya Bhakti Dvivachanam. In Prathama Bhakti Dvivachanam also it remains the same. So it will become Granthau only still. Granthau. Now it is not Pathyate, it becomes Pathyete. Pathyate, Pathyete, Pathyante. So it will become Dvivachana of the Kriya Pada, which will become Pathyete. Granthau Pathyete. Chatraihi, Chatreena Granthau Pathyete. Similarly, in Dvivachana of Chatra also, if we consider Chatrabhyam Granthau Pathyete. Chatraihi Granthau Pathyete. Because Granthau Pathyete are always going in together in Karmani Prayoga. Now the last variation in that, if we consider, instead of Granthau, we will consider Granthan Pathati. Okay, not one, not two, many. Granthan Pathati. Chhatraha Granthan Pathati will now change to Chhatrena Granthaha, because Prathama Bhakti Bahuvachanam. Pathyante. Granthaha Pathyante. Chhatrena Granthaha Pathyante. Chhatrabhyam Granthaha Pathyante. And then Chhatraihi Granthaha Pathyante. So this is set of 9 sentences that if you work on, take any example in this manner, you'll be able to master the prayoga. Now going to next step, which is instead of chatraha, we will use tvam. And instead of another variation, you use aham. Aham avam vayam, tvam yuvam yuyam. So these 6 combinations, again, if you do, so totally, if you, it's a set of 9 statements, 999. So 27 statements if you take and do the prayoga parivartanam, you can master this topic. Quickly, I'll tell for aham and tvam, ekavachana only I will tell now. That should be sufficient to understand this. And then we'll move on to the other questions. Aham grantham pathami. Aham grantham pathami. Maya granthaha pathyate. Maya granthaha pathyate. So now if you see the way these sentences are coming, where you should give the prominence to the kriya, there you use karmani prayoga or the karma. It is not important that who did that work. Whether I did it, whether someone else did it, it doesn't matter. Then you use karmani prayoga. A classic example for this is in Sundarkandam, where Hanuman says, once he comes back from Lanka, he says, one word says, Drishta Sita. So, Aham Sitam Drishtavan. He did not say that way. Sita Drishta or Drishta Sita. The objective of that particular Kriya, whatever was his task, that is accomplished. Now, Drishta Sita stood out as a um, statement that everyone could use. Drishta Sita, Sita Drishta, Lankayam Sita Drishta, whatever. And it doesn't matter Aham Drishtavan, Hanuman Drishtavan va, etkimapi va. So that way. So that is the contrast between Kartari and Karmani Prayoga. Now, Aham, if it will become Maya Patha Grantha Pathyate, then Aham Avam Vayam. Avam Grantham Pathavaha, then Avabhyam Granthaha Pathyate, and so on. Similarly, Tvam Grantham Pathasi will change over to Tvaya Granthaha Pathyate, etc. Another one, uh, uh, to make it even more easy to understand, is Aham. We will use this Aham. This statement, please work with me. Aham Tvam Aham Tvam Pashyami. Aham Tvam Pashyami. Here you have Aham Pashyami, Aham Tvam Pashyami. I see you, basically. Now, when we convert this Aham Tvam Pashyami, Aham will change to Maya, and then Tvam will become Tvam. So what will happen to Pashyami now? Pashyami will change to Drishyate, basically, Drishyate, but it should be now following this word, which is Tvam. So it has to be in Madhyama Purusha. So, Drishyate, Drishyate, Drishyante, Drishyase. Maya Tvam Drishyase. Drishyase. So this is how this particular prayoga will happen. So just remember the key things in the prayoga is Kartrapada. The prayoga happens only for these three words: Kartrapada, Karmapada, and Kriyapada. Kartrapada will change from Prathama to Tritiya. Karmapada will change from Dvitiya to Prathama, and Kriyapada will change from whether it is in Kartari, whether it is in Prasmaya or Atmane, uh, the original dhatu, that's fine. With the Yakara, the same lakara will be retained, but it will follow the Karmapada in Karmani Prayoga. That is what uh, is you should remember. I hope this gives a very good clarity on the Prayoga as just a very quick refresher on Prayoga. So now let me see if there are any further questions on this in the chat box. If not, we can proceed with the next set of questions that the students have. Where did Yeah, Q&A. Okay. Um, okay. I think there are no other questions related to this prayoga, at least in the chat box. I hope that question. Hope this answered your question, Ravi Mohodaya. Okay. So now we will take up the other questions. Students, you can also please raise your hand in case you have specific questions. Please, I will give an opportunity to ask as well. So, okay. Vyoma course and evaluation, I have already answered that question. So there is another question related to it. Whether this marks will be added to the final exam or not? No. As you know, vyoma-samskrta-pathasala and Sura Saraswati Sabha, these two are two independent and different organizations. Vyoma-samskrta-pathasala is the one through which you are learning this course. It's a facilitating this particular course. So once the course is completed, you will have a course and evaluation. Just to know whether how the course went and whether you are able to follow the lessons and understand, etc. That is what is course and evaluation. And this will serve also as a preparatory exam for your final exam that you're going to give through Sabha. That's it. So there's no relation from with the marks that you score in the course and evaluation versus what you may write in the exam, and then these two are independent and it will not be added or anything. So that answers your question. Okay, then okay, there's Kasminshchit. Yes, there's a question related to Kasminshchit. Which sandhi is this? Yeah, it is Sattva sandhi, and then also the Shtutva sandhi. Both of these occur in this Kasminshchit. Kasmin chit, Kasminshchit, Kasminshchit, Kasminshchit. So the two steps are there. Sattva and Shtutva. Both of these are happening there. So that answers the question. So next question, animals live because of sun. So the Anuvada, how should it be? Um, Praninaha Suryena Jivanti, Suryat Jivanti, both are acceptable. So Suryasya Sahayena, Suryasya Karanat, any of these are equally right. So you can make use of it. The Hetu, or the whenever there is a reason, we can use Panchami Bhakti, and conditionally we can also use Tatyaya Bhakti in such cases. So both these translations are fine. In the essay writing list, there is a word as Kalyan Nagari. What should we write for this? Okay, Kalyan Nagari means it is about Bangalore. Kalyana Nagaram is basically Bangalore. The name in Sanskritam for Bangalore is Kalyanapuri or Kalyana Nagari. So you can write a short essay about Bangalore. What is it famous for? What are the key monuments from olden times, etc. So that is what you can probably write for the essay. Next, For Subhashtani mother tongue, is it necessary to reply only as per Anvaya or a general explanation or its moral behind the same? For the Bhavartha that you will write for the Subhashitani, etc., when as much as possible, Tritiya, please try to see as much as possible you write in Sanskritam itself. But for the Bhavartha, etc., for few of them where you write it in your mother tongue, um, you don't have to be specifically follow in the Anvaya order, because it is the Bhavartha that you are trying to give and not the just a Padapadartha based on Anvaya. So you can explain it with the moral of that particular Subhashita. That is fine. Okay. Use in sentences. Certain examples, if given and uploaded, it will be helpful. Okay, we'll see. We will try to provide some examples of that. Mm, okay. Next, another question is there here, which is again related to translation. I smiled at a friend who was going fast. Um, so, um, okay, so um, when you translate it, so who was going fast? So that is the key element here. Shighram gachantam, you can use that. Um, so that particular way you can use it. Gachantam mitram drishtva, or mitram drishtva smitavan, you can make use of that. Vegena is also fine. Shikhram gachantam is also fine. So who was going fast? So that is then that will become an adjective to the word mitram. So that way that translation should be okay. Okay. When the preparatory exam will be conducted? Yeah, as I said, before the final exam. So I think you will receive the communication soon about that. So since 27th is Ganesha Chaturthi, etc. So we are trying to see when we can make it available so that you can take it up easily and without the other commitments and so on. So we will it will happen before 29th, at least before next week Friday. So before next week Friday it should happen. Once we have the details of it and once it is uploaded onto the portal, you will receive the email and you will be able to take it up. Okay. Next, general question. What is the logic behind the order of the Dhatu Rupani in different lakaras? Usually it is following, at least in the ashtadhyayi.com, if you see the lakaras in the alphabetical order of the lakaras is how the dhatus are, the Dhatu Rupani are classified. That is, first you will have the lat lakara, then you have lit, la, li, lit, etc. So that was the order in which it will be there usually. And the order of the dhatu itself follows Paniniya dhatu patha. So that's why you have first bhu, sattayam, edha, vruddhau, etc. In that order, you'll be able to see those dhatus. Okay, so now I'll ask a few students who have Sandhya Bhagini, you can ask your question.
हरि ओम् महोदय।
Hmm.
समयः अतिन्यूनमस्ति।
Hmm.
कोर्स् एण्डिङ्ग् एतत् मध्ये अपि अनेकप्रश्नमस्ति। अहम् अस्मिन् चक्रे न स्वीकरोमि, ततः मम कोर्स् एण्डिङ्ग् मया करणीयं वा न वा इति।
Astu, Sucheshyami. Astu. Dhanyawadaha for the question. So there are two aspects to it. Whether you write the exam now or later, the course and evaluation will happen because the course has been completed. Once the course completes, for that matter, any course that completes gets completed through Vyoma, we will have a course and evaluation. So that you can do it. So for that, you will if you complete the course and evaluation, it will be marked in your LMS or even in your learning journey that you have completed this particular course with the course and evaluation completed. So you may get a certificate from Vyoma that you have completed this course, etc. But this does not have any relation with the Sura Saraswati Sabha Tritiya exam certificate. So that is something that you can know. So Samayaha Nyunamasti, since this is a course that's happening from almost now 3 to 4 months or 4 to 5 months, as and when the lessons were done, you have practiced, you have done the revision and completed the notes, etc. So it should not be a very difficult one for you to take up the exam. And this course and evaluation will only focus on paper 1 only, because this course was meant for that. So it is only one, whatever you have, if you have attended the course throughout, you should be able to do that easily. And this will be also in the MCQ format, which is um, multiple choice questions, computer based test. So it should be easier. So it will not be that you have to write so much, etc. So looking at the options also, you can choose, okay, this is the right one, this is correct, or this is incorrect, etc. So that way the course and evaluation will not be too complex or complicated, I would say. And then yeah, it is for everyone who has attended the course, irrespective of whether you take up the Tritiya exam this term or later. Hope that answered your question. Okay, and let us see what is the next question. Vijay Kumar Mohoria, you can ask your question.
Namaste, Mahodaya. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
First of all, I want to thank you and Maheshwari Vani for having given the inputs. I have not mastered Sanskrit, but definitely it has been a learning experience and I gained a lot of inputs. Only one thing I want to ask you, I will not be able to take the exam this time due to my official commitments. Whether the YouTube videos will still be available for some more months, another 6 months on the web.
Okay,
If it's
okay,
available,
sure.
because I already taken the notes and attended the classes, for any revision, I'll be able to make use of that.
Got
Second
it, got
point,
it.
whether can I continue Turiya apart from this? I assume that I'll take the exam the next this thing. Can I enroll
Got it.
myself to the exam? Thank you, Mahodaya.
Okay. Okay, sure. So I'll answer both the questions in a while. So first one is the YouTube videos and the course materials, etc. Everything you will have access. So it'll be still reflecting in your dashboard that you have you're part of the Tritiya course. All the course materials, etc. will you will have access further as well, so you can prepare whenever you would be taking up the test. And um, the second question was sorry, I probably missed your second question. Can you please repeat that? Sorry.
I'm just asking you whether can I enroll myself for your
Correct. Okay,
Turiya
for the
course?
next one, Turiya, understood. So for the Turiya, the requirement will be that you should ideally you should have completed the Turiya exam. At least you should ensure that you should have completed the course and evaluation of Tritiya through Vyoma. That is very much needed. And to write the exam in the Sabha, Tritiya exam has to be completed. Tritiya certificate should be available, and then you will be eligible to write the exam, write the Turiya exam. So to attend the classes, Tritiya course and evaluation has to be completed.
Thank you, Mahodaya.
Sure.
Dhanyosmi.
Okay. Next, Vidya Bhagini, you can ask your question.
Uh, Namaste, Mahodaya. My question also is a repeat of what the previous person asked.
Okay.
I just want to know if I go for the ending assessment that you give, I also have the same problem. I may not be able to take it up this time due to some unforeseen problems. So if I take the assessment that you give, can I enroll myself for 3 years?
Correct. So that's what there are two aspects, as I mentioned, and I'll just repeat in a different way. But yeah, Dhanyawada for your question. So one is learning aspect. Learning aspect. Anyone will be able to access the course, even if not be able to attend the live classes. You can still follow through YouTube, etc. So learning is a different topic. So for that, anyone who is interested can learn. And to enroll to the course also, there will be some prerequisites. Like for Tritiya, we had the prerequisite that you should have completed the Tritiya Anuvada Pradipa course before you enroll for Tritiya paper 1. So that way for Turiya course also, whenever it is launched, the prerequisites will be that you should have completed this Tritiya course completely and so on. So that is one aspect. To take up the exam itself in the Sabha, you should have completed the Tritiya exam given by the Sabha, and you should have the certificate so that you can take up Turiya exam. So that way, these two are little bit, um, I would I would not call it independent, but little bit decoupled. So to attend the class versus to write the exam and get a certificate from the Sabha. So you can you can manage with that way. So you can take up the exam whenever you are ready, and then the further exams accordingly. Dhanyawadaha. Um, Ravi Shankar Mahodaya, you can ask your question.
Yeah, small doubt, Acharya. Actually, since I was also listening to Chittur classes, I got a mail saying that there is a MCQ between 22nd and 25th. In fact, I was thinking that is from your
Okay,
Vyoma labs only. Now you are
okay.
saying that with what you have been teaching, there's going to be a separate MCQ, maybe before 29th years, correct?
Mm, that's right. So I'm not sure about this announcement about 22nd to 24th MCQ. Maheshwari Bhagini is also there. I think this may be
There is a
not
mail.
related to.
There is a mail from vyoma-samskrta class. You want, I can read out that. You'll find the details of course and assessment of the Sanskrit grammar and composition courses. No registration required. 6 a.m. for
That is for the maybe for a different one, grammar and composition. So I think that's a different course maybe that you have received for.
because there also Sandhi Samasa Dhatu Rupa everything is comes. So I was thinking maybe I got mixed up
Okay,
in both.
okay. No. Okay, sure. Dhanyawadaha.
Thank you.
So this is answered. Next, Gopal Krishna Mahodaya, you can ask your question.
Ram Mahodaya.
Namaste.
2-3 questions. If I am not able to take up the Vyoma assessment now due to some personal reasons, can I take it afterwards? Means in the coming January exam.
Okay, so what would happen is I was just thinking. So course and evaluation, unlike the unit test or any other tests, it will not be available throughout. So this will have a time window for the course and evaluation particularly. So if you are unable to take it up now, you may have to re-enroll for the next batch of Tritiya, which will be most probably like pre-recorded, like how we are doing for Prathama and Dvitiya. And towards the end of that, you will have another course and evaluation. So you can take it up during that time in that way. So that is the only thing that you may have to consider, because the course and evaluation will have a time window in which you will have to write that. But yeah, you'll have an opportunity to write it also before the next term, most likely. But yeah, there could be some um, uh, overlaps or other things that may happen during that time as well. So my recommendation is um, please try to prioritize this over this week. So whenever you have some time, just revise all the lessons, etc., and be ready for the course and evaluation, and just finish it off in this momentum that you have studied, and the concepts and the lessons are already in mind, and so you don't have to invest again to practice, revise, etc., in later time. So
How long this?
that's what I would recommend.
How long these things will be available? This MCQ format for the
So
course and
this
evaluation.
course and evaluation, I think the duration of the exam itself maybe will be around 1 to 1.5 hours, around that time, but you will have a 24 hours window usually. So within that 24 hours window, you can take up any time, but once you start, you have to complete it in 1 hour or the prescribed time, whatever it will be the final one.
But how long that thing window will be open for taking up that
That's what
MCQ?
I'm saying, 24 hours.
Only 24 hours.
Yeah,
This question
24
will
hours
be
or
available.
at max for 48 hours. So 2 days, 1 to 2 days is what will be the window that will be open for the course and evaluation.
I
And
see.
this is
Not like the one we had for the Sandhi.
Sandhi. No, that's why that is a test, and that you can attempt multiple times, and it will be available always. But course and evaluation will happen only once. So
Then other two questions, not directly related to our
okay.
syllabus. When we chant sloka, that is Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, in some texts it is written Param Brahma, in some texts it is Param Brahma. So which is correct? Are both correct? Are both of them are
both
correct?
both of them are correct. Param Brahma, if you make a samasa, then it will become Param Brahma, or if you split it, it will become Param Brahma. So that's how it will be. So both are accepted Partha Vedas only. So both ways are fine.
And the
So
other thing is in the Gayatri recitation, Gayatri mantra, some people recite Bhur Bhuva Suvaha. Some recite Bhur Bhuva Swaha.
Okay, so that is again okay. I'll just answer it quickly. Both are also right. It is based on the Veda and Shakha that you belong to. According to that, there will be a bit variation in Suvaha or Swaha, etc. But since it is a topic related to the Veda and mantras, so it is best to check with your gurus, whoever, or your purohitas. They would be able to tell you accurately. But both are right. Both are there. For Samaveda, it is different. For Yajurveda, it is different, etc. That was how it will be a bit different. But both are also correct.
Dhanyavada. Dhanyavada.
Sure. Dhanyawadaha. Okay. So now let us see if any other questions that are there in the chat box. Yeah, and in the ashtadhyayi.com, when you refer to karmani prayoga or bhava karmanoho, that's how it will be. Bhava and karmani, the forms will be the same for the kriya pada. As I already mentioned, bhava and karmani both are the passive voice. So the forms will be the same. And in bhave prayoga, you need to just remember only the prathama purusha ekavachana form only. Only for karmani, it may change based on the karma pada. That's the only difference there. Is it possible to register for the Surasat Sabha exams now? Um, if already, I think we have communicated the list of students from the past uh, uh, Google form, whoever had responded. Sneha Bhagini, if you're really interested, if you can just drop a mail right away to me with your name, location, and other details, I can check with Suresh sir. But since the registration numbers and other allocations have already been in progress, and since they have also allocated the exam centers to all the students who had already registered, so I'm not sure how whether it will be accepted or not, but I will try to see if it can be included. Please do send an email right away with your name, email address, phone number, location, um, and date of birth, and father's name or husband's name. So with these details, please respond, write an email right away to me, and I will try to see if it can be included. Okay. um, let's see what else is there. For the letters and essays, please refer to the paper 2, that is Anuvada Pradeepa course. So there's an example of how it has to be written and so on. So whatever is there, so please do refer to that. So that will be helpful to take it up. Next, uh, I'm not understanding this question. For students corresponding exam, more people would be able to do, and knowledge of Sanskrit would spread to more people. So yeah, that is what these exams are happening. So more people can participate and get the benefit of this. Yeah, as I mentioned, course end evaluation is completely different compared to the Tritiya exam given by Sabha. So all people who have registered for our course, that is, who are attending these course through vyoma-samskrta-pathasala, are all eligible and requested to write the course and evaluation. So that does not require any filling of the Google form, etc. So this course and evaluation is open for all people who have registered for this course. So that Google form that we had sent was specifically for our to write the exam from the Sabha. So that answers your question, Krishnan Mahodaya. And can you brief about the Anopacharika Patram? Okay, so that's what that is the letter writing. So you can see that from Anuvada Pradipa course as well. So that should give you a good understanding of how to write it. But I will just probably briefly explain the outline of the letter. So let us see. Janardhan Mahodaya, yeah. So as I said, um, so the center allocation, etc., has been done and charted out by Sabha, and they have provided the details. So you will be receiving the communication. Okay, for those students who had indicated that they are interested to write the exam, etc., you will be receiving the further information about the exam center and the fee payment link and what is the fees, etc. All the details through email by today and tomorrow. Because we have received the center allocations from the Sabha, and we will be communicating it to you all. So maybe please watch out for the email today and tomorrow, and you will have all the details that are needed for you to attend the examination. So all the best to all the students who have uh, made their mind to take up the exam now and would be writing the Sabha exam as well. So Shubham Astu, Shubham Bhuyat, prepare well. You have close to a week now, and revise well and do well. So dhanyawadaha. Yeah, so the centers will be communicated today and by today and tomorrow. That's what I mentioned. So for those who have filled the form, you will receive further information and notification about the exam fees, everything by today and tomorrow. Astu. So this completes the questions in the Q&A chat box. So Sitaraman Mahodaya, you can ask your question.
This Vyoma exam will be only MCQ, or it will be also written?
It'll be only MCQ.
Only MCQ.
Yeah.
One more thing, this Vyakarna Vishesham Likata Kapota Rajaha. So we can read Kapotanam Raja. Then we should write something on there.
Yes. So Vyakarana Vishesha, whenever those questions are asked, like Vyakarana Vishesha, one example here is Kapotanam Raja is the Samas Vigraha, that is correct. Now Rajan is a Nakaranta Shabda.
Yes,
And
yes.
when it is coming in the end of a Samasante, what will happen is that Rajan Shabda Nakaranta is changing or transforming to Akaranta Shabda.
Yes.
So Kapota Raja, that is what is a Vyakarana Vishesha there, and you have to mention about that. So
Okay.
that's what you'll have to write there.
Okay.
Sure.
Dhanyawadaha.
Dhanyawadaha. Okay, Shantala Bhagini, you can ask your question. Before that, please I request all the students to join on Monday, because Monday will be our concluding class. So we'll have few final maybe information related to the exam, etc., or the course and evaluation. Those things we will be also sharing during that class. Along with that, we welcome also you all to share your learning experience, how the learning experience was and other things. So you please do join and provide your suggestions, feedback, etc. During that time. Okay, now Shantala Bhagini, you can ask your question.
I just want to have any old question papers for my practice, that's all.
Okay, sure. Very good. Good question. I will just answer that. Yes. And apart from that?
Nothing. Just.
Okay, sure.
And
Namaste.
one more thing, just I am not comfortable with English. Can I translate Sanskrit only? if any मातृभाषायां लिखता मम
Correct.
मातृभाषा
Yes, yes. You
तेलुगु
can write it
अस्ति
in Sanskrit. Ha.
संस्कृतं तेलुगु अथवा संस्कृतेमेव लिखितुं शक्नोमि
The translations you will have to either do it in English or Telugu to a certain extent. I think it's still possible. You can probably write it in Telugu, or try to do only the translations. At least you write it in English. Apart from that, the Matrabhashya Likhata, Bhavartha, and other questions, you can write it in Sanskritam itself. That is fine.
That's
Okay, sure.
old question. I
Dhanyawadaha.
want for my practice only old question
Sure.
papers.
I will just share that information quickly, so it will be easier for everyone to understand it. Yeah. Let me share my screen. Dhanyawadaha Bhagini for the question. Okay. So let me share this. So this is our website of Sura Saraswati Sabha. I think most of you would already know and would have also visited this website. So all the old question papers, if you come here, you will be able to find this old question papers here. Okay, 1 minute. So earlier we used to have one column here itself. So let's see Tritiya, and let us see. Okay, so I will share. Otherwise, there's another website which is ggss.org.in. This is a sister organization where you can also find the study material, and there you have old question papers. So there is one tab here which is available, and then Surasarsu Sabha Yaha Parikshaha is there. And here, if you click, you'll be able to see the old question papers of Prathama, Dvitiya, and other papers. And here, Tritiya, this is one thing which you can also refer to. So what we will do also is we will upload a few old question papers in our uh, portal itself. So you can probably refer to it. Maheshwari Bhagini, let us upload a few, at least 4 to 5 papers from the past, and upload it in our portal itself.
Okay.
So that will be taken care. So you can refer to our um, student portal, and then from there you will be able to see those question papers. Okay. Next, any other question is there? Let's see. Which of the shlokas do we need to memorize? Yeah, shlokas, all the Subhashitani, the Prarthana shlokas need to be memorized, and the shlokas that come in the lesson, maybe 1 or 2 shlokas that are there, that needs to be memorized. The Brahmastavaha, then Ramodante Sundarakandam, etc. Those need not be memorized, but it's always good, or you will have an advantage if you memorize them. So that is taken care. Okay. And I think in our portal, I think also the memorization aspects also should be there. The memorization portions, we will also provide those materials for that. Okay. Okay, Gopal Krishna Maurya. Maybe we'll take one more last question and we will conclude today's session.
Ram Hodaya. There is one question. Due to my age, see, my hands shake when I start writing. So, means there are these timings which you are given for these papers, 2.5 hours, 1.5 hours, and all that. How strictly you are going to follow, or if I take more time, say instead of 2.5 hours, if I take 3 hours, will it be okay? My hands, see, I cannot, due to my
Okay.
age.
Okay. Got your question. So mandate is whatever the time restriction will be there, that will be there usually. But depending on which center you are allocated, you can request the invigilator. And since this is a genuine case, giving a few minutes extra should not be a problem. And this is not a very competitive exam like IAS or any other kind where uh, time is a very critical factor. So in that way, you can make a request to the invigilators or to the center, and then they would definitely oblige because this being a very genuine case. So do not worry about that. I think if you have the will and the sankalpa to take up the exam, everything will be taken care. So that's what I can say.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು
So
ಮಹೋದಯ.
Shubhamastu. Sure.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
Okay. Last question, Ravi Shankar Mahodaya.
You said not to memorize, but the Sukta Ratnani needs to be memorized. No?
Yeah,
That is very
yeah,
small.
Sukti Ratnani also. Yes, Sukti Ratnani also has to be memorized. Yes,
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
sure. Okay, so with that, we probably come to a conclusion of today's session, the doubt clarification session. Hope the session was useful and helpful, and it tried to answer some of the questions that you had already. And we will meet again on Monday, so that will be our officially the concluding class. But apart from that, we will be also be able to um, communicate through email, etc., and other channels. So Shubhamastu Sarvebhyaha. Okay. With that, we will conclude today's session. Namo Namaha. Dhanyavadaha Sarvebhya. Ram Ram Ram.